everybody, it's Debbie and welcome to Cooking with Debi and Friends, and this is a bonus episode. So if you watched our last bonus episode, you saw me cook chicken in a crock pot with some chicken bouillon powder and water, and all I did was set that to cook on low for the day. I had 6 thighs and 3 breasts, and look at all this chicken that came out of there. So I let it cool and then I deboned it, took the skin out, and look at all this chicken. So I'm going to tell you what I can do with 3 breasts and 6 chicken thighs. Now I know you've seen this recipe before, but that's because it's a staple here at our house. It's also a wonderful dish to give. It's a great dish to freeze. It's a wonderful dish where you can just cut a piece and serve yourself and microwave it while the rest of this stays in the fridge. It really is all those things. This is my favorite. I take some shortcuts because that gives me more time in life to do fun things. So let's take a couple shortcuts here, okay? First of all, I've got 2 pie plates because I figure, why not double this recipe and make 2? I've got the oven on. It's going to be heating up the house in the summer morning. I might as well make 2 and get 2 dinners out of the way. I use refrigerated pie crust. That's what I do. I know there's a way to make your own, but like I said, I'm not going to be a hero in the kitchen today. Today I am using the refrigerated pie crust. Why reinvent the wheel is what I'm thinking. So the first thing I did is I sprayed both of these with some Pam. This is in a to-go pie container. You can use any aluminum pie container you have, like from Marie Callender's, if you save those, and use these if you're going to give them to somebody. That way people don't have to worry about getting you back a good pie plate. And this is our pie plate, so I'm making this one to give and this one for us. So again, shortcuts. I've got my chicken that cooked all day. This is 2 cans of mixed vegetables. This is sliced carrots, green beans, corn, potatoes, right there. Then I have 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. You can do cream of mushroom. My personal favorite to use is cream of chicken and celery, but I had to get what I could find at the store. So cream of chicken, buy a couple extra cans of these to keep in your pantry for cooking because they really come in handy, especially if you're a crock pot cooker. So I'm gonna put these right in there. Some cream of chicken soup and another one. And whoa, that came out pretty. And then I'm going to add a little bit of milk. And what I'm doing is I'm putting milk in my little soup containers here so that I do not waste any drop of this fabulous goodness. So we've got the cream of chicken soup, the vegetables, and I'm going to put a little bit of milk. And you know what? I trust you, so eyeball what you're doing. That's what home cooks do, and I'm cooking for the home cook or the new cook. So eyeball what you think the texture should be like. The same goes with seasoning. You know, if your family loves pepper flakes or something really spicy, then use it. I just found out the other day, after 25 years, my husband doesn't like cilantro. What? Shouldn't that be a conversation we had like at 6 months into our marriage? I'm going to put a little more of this. And because I season the chicken and because the soup is very flavorful, I do not add salt or pepper on this. My reasoning for that is if it needs salt, you can always add it at the table. But you can't really take salt out of a recipe once it's in there. So here we go. Is my camera catching all this? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that looks like a good texture to me. I can add a little more milk if I want it to be a little, let's see. All right. Boy, that's good. Again, this is just half of the chickens that I boiled, and I had altogether 9 pieces of dark and white meat, 2 cans of the vegetables, 2 cans of the cream of chicken soup. There you go, right there. Then I'm going to move these, excuse me guys, and bring, sometimes my husband goes, who are you talking to? Because he hears me talking in the kitchen, and I am talking to my food because I believe that you should. So everybody played in the pool. They all had a good time in there, but now it's time to get out of the pool, and we're putting this in. My husband and I are thinking about getting a little pool, above ground pool for just the two of us. To swim in the backyard. Maybe not swim in, but maybe just, sit there and get the cool water all over our bodies. So we are in the process of looking for something like that. If you are too, I'd suggest get on board, because that seems to be the next toilet paper thing that's flying off the shelf, our swimming pools. So half the mixture in there and the other half in here. And remember, I did spray these with Pam. And I do use the name brand. I know that maybe I shouldn't, but I am a firm believer in Pam, none of the sisters. There are several products I use in the house that I will call by name because I think they do their job. And really, who needs that headache of a product not doing their job? Pam does its job. So I'm putting some of that in there. If you don't have one of these bowls, they are fabulous. You can do everything from this, chicken pot pie, and I'm going to wash it up and make a chicken salad for you next. But these are fantastic. So I'm going to put this over here and maybe get a sexy dishwasher to come and do that. Meow. People say they love the way we interact. I swear, this is the funnest thing we do all day. As you know, those of you who are quarantined, maybe with your spouse or your family members, people are getting in each other's way. And, I'm not saying that we don't. We've had some come to Jesus moments, the two of us. But when we cook, for some reason, everything just flows. I'm going to go get my hands wet a little bit. My little fingertips wet right here. And now we're going to, I added the top layer. And again, if you want to make pie crust, if you're feeling that you want to do that kind of comfort thing, go right ahead. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and use the refrigerated. You can also find pie crust in the, the baking section where the cakes are. You can find boxed pie mix, which works just as well, or you can make your own. You can also buy them pre-made at the store, all ready to go, which is nice too. If you're buying them at the store, I would recommend a deep shelled pie crust. Okay, so we got one done there. We're going to do the other. I remember watching The Pioneer Woman, and she said something about, why make just one pot of chili when I have two hands? And so this is a really, really good idea. Cook it once, and you've got two meals. So I'm doing this with this one. Again, I could do something really cute and pretty if I want. You can do the fork mark if you like that. But again, there's a lot to do today, and this is going to taste just as good. So there you go. Now, I'm going to take, all this is an egg. All this is an egg white, and I'm going to add maybe a teaspoon of water, and I'm making an egg wash. Some people have these fancy things that you put around the crust so the crust doesn't burn. That's going to be something I would love to get. I just keep a good eye on my pot pie so that nothing burns. All right, so I'm going to whip that up into a frenzy and get a little pastry brush, and I am going to just spread this on the top. I know, I'm not leaving anybody out. Everybody gets a little bit of the love here. So all this is egg white. When you use your egg white, why not save the yolk? Save the yolk in a separate little bowl and go ahead and refrigerate it and add it to an omelet or scrambled eggs already. Remember, everything in our kitchen has a purpose. Okay, so we're getting that all done there. There we go. Pretty. Now, I've got here kosher salt. Kosher salt is a little bit bigger and a little bit sparklier than regular salt. Salt comes in all different kinds of forms. I have a violet salt. I have a black salt, which is kind of cool on the top of deviled eggs. And I'll be showing you those different recipes. And there's also Himalayan pink salt. This is just your regular old kosher salt. And I am going to, this is something that I learned on the chew. Woohoo! You sprinkle really high. You feel all fancy. Try it. Let me know if you feel fancy. There you go. Put a little bit of salt on there. Maybe that one needs just a touch more love. There you go. There you go. Now, before I put these in the oven, I'm going to give them a little pokey right there so that everything is, I don't even know why you do this. I don't know if it's to let the steam out or what, but let's do it. Okay, why question women that have done this for 100 years or more in America, right?
Did you know that in ancient Rome they used to put live birds in their pies?
Why would you say that on my show?
I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
Just stop right now. Be quiet.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, Travis. Can we talk about it later?
Sure.
All right. Now, the pie is going to go right over here on a cookie sheet in case there's any spillage. So we're going to put this on a cookie sheet and get this into a roaring oven. This oven is 400 degrees. I'm going to keep an eye on it because it should take 35 minutes. I'm here. I can keep an eye on it. It's also a great little task if you have littles at home and they're learning about time and you know, temperature and that kind of thing. You know, talk to them. Tell them, this is a hot oven. It's 400 degrees. And we're going to put it in here for 30 minutes. So let's set a timer. And then even ask them, you know, hey, how many minutes do we have left? And make them do the math on how many minutes we have left. Everything is an experience. Okay, so that is in the oven. I'm going to set my timer. And I always set my timer for the lowest amount of time, the least amount of time, because we can always cook more, right? But if you burn it once, now it's, you know, there it goes. All right, guys, there you go. I'll be back with another bonus episode to tell you what happens to this chicken. It's exciting. Tune back in. How many people have their own song?